Solve the quadratic equation. Write your answer in exact terms. We have 10x squared plus 7 equals 407. Woo! All right, where is x? Here is x is right there. Look at everything that is outside of the x in this equation. I have a square, a plus 7, and a times 10 to get rid of. Plus 7 is definitely the easiest, so it's minus 7 from both sides. 10x squared equals 400. Okay, now I can get rid of the 10 by dividing by 10. X squared equals 40 if I divide that 400 by 10. And then if I want to get rid of a square, I'm supposed to do the inverse operation, which would be a square root. So I'm going to square root both sides. And we're going to put this plus minus on there because we are working with an algebra 2 concept. Square roots can have positive or negative answers. Let's write what we have here. Since I have square and square root, they cancel out, right? Plus or minus square root of 40. Now that's like saying positive square root of 40 or negative square root of 40 is my answer. Now, this would be considered exact terms, but we do need to simplify our answer. We can't square root 40 directly, but we could simplify the radical a little bit. So using some old skills that we have, let's come over to the side and do a little scratch work. If I take 40 and I factor it into a bunch of prime factors, I bet I can simplify this square root of 40 a little bit. I can divide 40 by 2, get 2 and 20. I can keep going. I can divide my 20 into 2 and 10. I can divide that into 2 and 5. I can't divide 5 by 2, but I could do 5 and 1. Now I have my fully prime factorization of 40. Since we're dealing with a square root, I'm looking for a pair of numbers. I have a pair of 2's. That means I can take a 2 out of the square root of 40. The pieces I have left over would be 2 times 5. I'm going to have a 10 left inside the root. So let's write our answer a little bit better. I still have plus or minus. I still have a square root, but as far as what I can take out of the root to simplify, we said we had enough 2's that we could take a 2 out of the root. And then the 2 times 5 that was left over, we're going to put that back inside as a 10. So the final version of my answer, if I split these answers apart, I'm going to have x equals positive 2 square root of 10 and x equals minus 2 square root of 10 as my final answer. So anytime that you have a square root that is not perfect, square root of 40, I cannot do that exactly in a calculator because I'll get a decimal. We want exact terms, and we want the lowest exact terms that we can. You might have to take that, put it into a factorization, find something that can come out of the square root.